is Carly from Gear Diary, and we're going to take a quick look today at the Google Chromebook, the CR48, the one that they sent out to a select group of beta testers back in December. I received mine around then. I've pretty much been using it as my primary computer since then. This is not obviously the same as the Chromebooks that are on sale currently at, say, your local Best Buy, but that's very similar as far as the overall software build. Hardware-wise, they're a little bit different. I know that Samsung's retail for starting at about $429 for 16 gigabyte. These are mainly cloud-based computers, and I think 16 gigabytes is a lot, especially since it does have an SD card slot right in the side here. So if you need to store a great deal of pictures or anything like that, you have that expandable memory option. So it's not really as necessary to have a lot of onboard storage space. But let's take a quick look at what is so great about these computers, and then I'll tell you why I think it's still a great price at $429. So for starters, you open it up. So as you just saw, I just opened it up. It's already ready to go. We've got my Google Reader all set and ready. Got a bunch of tabs. This is basically the entire operating system. There is nothing that is not in this browser. The only things that are separate are obviously, there's a settings area that you can pop out. If you go to the new tabs, there are a few things that pop out. Notably, here we go. Google Talk actually pops out as a separate window, which is nice because it's basically a floating window. So for example, if I want to IM with Judy, I can do so and shrink that down and have it be available to me no matter what tab I'm on. So even if I'm looking at, say, oh, look at this, the Samsung Chromebook, and Judy IMs me back, it's still available. I'm not stuck jumping between tabs to have that conversation. There's also a notepad option that also has that same collapsible pop-out option, which is great if you're working on a post for Gear Diary, let's say, or if you're doing research and you're flipping between a bunch of different links. You don't have to worry about having to flip back to another section to find your Google Docs application or anything like that. You can take a lot of loose notes in this pop-out notepad. That's basically the extent of that, but everything really is in the cloud. If you use Google applications, if you use Gmail, if you use Google Reader, things like that, you'll find that this works great because it is Chrome, it is Google's web browser. That works fantastically well. I found that speed-wise, this works great. One of the things that's really wonderful about this is that it not only comes with Wi-Fi, but also mobile data, which we're not picking up down here, but it does come with Verizon Wireless. It comes with 100 megabytes free every month, and I believe that exists for the retail Chromebooks as well. Honestly, in just everyday use, I use that quite often. Most of the time I'm near Wi-Fi. On the off chance that I'm not, I think I've burned through maybe 50 megabytes is the highest I went through in a month. So if you're not doing a lot of uploading and downloading, if you just need to really quickly have a full web browser at your disposal, your smartphone's just not cutting it, having that handy is amazing, especially because you can literally lift the lid, pick it up and go, and then when you're done, close the lid, pick it back up again, and you're right back to where you started almost immediately. One of the other great parts of this, we're getting a little notification that it's scanning my micro SD adapter. That's what that little bubble says. The other amazing thing about this, to shut this down, first of all, log off, just go like that, hold the button down again, shut it down, give it just a second to shut down, there it goes, it's off. Give it just a few seconds here, and we're back. There's the Chrome logo, and there we go. When I log in, I'm all set. In fact, I'll log back in right now just to demonstrate. And we're logging in, and once we're logged in, everything is going to be exactly the way I left it. See, my Google Talk with Judy is popping back up, and all my tabs are reloading. It's like I barely even did anything. That took less time than it takes for me to reboot my work PC. It takes less time than it takes to reboot, I think, most Macs. It's certainly a lot faster than it is to reboot my Motorola Droid, which is an Android phone. I think that's pretty darn impressive. That's where I think this computer really shines, because for all of the great things that you can do with a tablet, there are times when you need a full computer when you just need to be able to get some work done. This lets you do that quickly. You whip it out, you get your work done, you put it away. You don't have a lot of wasted time. As long as you're comfortable working in the cloud, there's pretty much nothing you can't do with this. It's just boom, boom, boom. It's also a very tough computer. I'm almost embarrassed to admit this on camera, but there was an incident where my dog's Halo Doom knocked over a glass of Gatorade all over the keyboard. I obviously immediately turned off the computer, flipped it over, stuck in a bag of rice, the whole 9 yards, stuck a towel in there to draw out the liquid. Within 2 days, it was totally fine. Everything still works great. That happened about 6 months ago. Nothing's really changed since then. It works perfectly. I had a couple sticky keys for a little while, but that cleared itself up as well. Compare that to Dan's MacBook Air, where he did the exact same thing and it cost him $1,100 to have it fixed. Now, obviously, like I said, this is not production hardware, so I can't guarantee that you could douse a Samsung Chromebook in Gatorade and have it survive, but I think that's pretty damn impressive for a free computer. That's pretty much the Chromebook. There's not a lot to it. The keyboard is very similar to a regular keyboard. There's not a lot of difference. The keyboard is excellent, lots of greatly spaced keys. They also have this handy search button so that you have a new tab and you can, because it's Chrome, just type in whatever you need to search, get access to your apps, all that other great stuff. They did sacrifice caps lock for that, but unless you're planning on shouting on internet forums, and maybe you do and that's okay, you're really not going to find a lot of reason to desperately need the caps lock over this incredibly handy little search key, which I use constantly to open up new tabs because just one less step to have to take. That's pretty much it. That is the Chromebook, like I said. Pretty much nearly instant sleep and instant wake. Booting takes under a minute, and it's fairly lightweight and portable. So if you need something that's a little bit more productive than a tablet, you need the full keyboard, you need better access to the web, things like that, but you're really not looking for a full-blown PC and all of the maintenance that requires, for $429, it's worth at least giving the Chromebook a shot, because I really think you're going to find that it fits all of your needs really nicely. I'm Carly Z for Gear Diary. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.